Hello everybody and welcome back. Let's get back to work. So it's 12 a.m. right now. That means we've got 6 hours. Let's see if we can finish this game in 6 hours. Force currency to French fries price. Let me see if we have that ability. It must be in player stack. Where's player stack? Here it is. By the way, we can delete this, right? Yep. Hello, player stack. Good morning. Ew. Come on, title. This is not add, is it? No, this will clear, right? This is add. But does this add update economy? Oh, this add is just okay. You're telling me this is not a standalone? That's weird. Oh, okay. This just adds 1 coin, but still, I would rather. Okay, it's okay. Okay, I can utilize this. Okay, you need to write a tutorial substage for that. Just so you know, what we want is, because our levels are procedurally generated, I don't know exactly how many coins the player will have by the end of level 1. And I want to make sure that the player has enough money to buy the first business, right? So it's procedurally generated, so there's randomness. So I don't want to like write a complicated code to make sure that for the first level I must have this amount of. I don't want to do that, right? So the best way would be to. This is a weird bug. The best way would be to just get this number, have this number. If this is lower than that, just. And plus, player could like not play good, right? Player could like come into meta with like $1. Top up currency to amount, let's just say, to cent amount, so that it's versatile. I can use this later. Play substage, and then substage finish, right? Okay. sent amount to wait, that's a weird word. Guarantees. Say $10. $10 is 1,000 cents, right? Yep. Never claimed to be a mathematician, guys. So if player stack instance amount, current total sent amount is less than sent amount guarantee, player stack instance. Yeah, let's make sure to add this song. Oh, this is a skinny man. Okay. Player stack popul. Gotta make that function public. This is a standalone function because it updates the economy. This is not a standalone function because it doesn't update economy. I don't understand it either. It's public. Populate the stack sent amount to guarantee, and substage finished. It takes a while, right? But I don't think it's going to take a long time. Okay. And tutorial 0, there it is. Okay, create a prefab first. Tutorial substage parent, tutorial substage, top up currency to sent amount. Save it here. And just $10. Boom. Okay, let's test to see if it works first. Then we finalize the numbers during economy check. You're calling finish, right? Ouch. It did work, but hold on. I want to enter with a very low amount of money. Boom, boom. Yeah, so 0.7, right? Boom, 10. Done. D-O-N-E. Done. Worker purchasing after the tutorials. I have a better idea. Come on. Let's go with this. You don't play palette cleansers during work sessions. That's illegal. Restock, right? I don't want to create a conflict with this tutorial, because so long as this might be played, we should not have a worker, because I want to teach the player to restock at least once. That's a weird looking hair I've got today. Right? Can't do anything about it. I'm getting used to this whole hair thing. It's been a while. I haven't commented some of the assumptions that I had here. But the whole thing is that if player restocks on his own, this turns true. And then this thing. So long from me. Oh yeah. If player restocks without tutorial is skipped. Okay, good. I have a good idea. But I'm getting a little greedy here. Hold on a sec. Right, I'm getting somewhere. I need a camera movement though. This will work. Let's turn off the AC. I think this is a good idea. Let's see if we can implement this without making a whole lot of mess. Ba-ba-da-ba-dum-ba-dum. I need to comment this a little bit better. I will do it. This tutorial is not really a tutorial, it's just it'll be only one tutorial substage. Stand alone. And it will be Yeah, it must have it. It must have a property like this. Has been played using essential tools and tutorial what? Tutorial first worker camera pan. Like so. So if tutorial meta restock is running or has been played, it's not public, hold on. Has been played, or if it hasn't been played, return basically, right? And this tutorial play on the next transition to meta after finishing the restock tutorial. So basically, every time we finish the restock tutorial, the next time we transition to meta, play this tutorial. Now we just gotta implement the actual tutorial. Counterpan automatically handles input, right? Yep. This. That was perfect. That was right on target. So, play that again. This is gold. Golden. Okay. So, tutorial 1, 2. Just gonna apply the right tutorial. Worker camera pan. Boom. Boom. Okay. I kind of don't like this fact, but okay. this thing should be disabled before restock, right? So should I write a custom code? So ugly. Or I can attach it to this guy. Expand this tutorial. Let's do that. That makes sense. Local worker slot parent. First worker slot parent. Hey, how are you doing? You doing mobile games? Hey, thank you. Scribes table. Yes, this is a mobile game, and hopefully it'll be finished today. In the next 5.5 hours. Let's see if I can turn this caffeine into finishing this game. Let's see how it'll look. I don't think it's going to look that bad. So it has been played. You know, object set active. True, right? You do a Steam stuff or mainly mobile? I do Steam stuff. I have published some games with some other publishers on Steam. But mainly right now I'm focused on mobile. I am thinking of building a good indie game for Steam in the next couple of months. But as for right now, it's just mobile. How does mobile differs from PC? Everything, really, everything. From the game that you make to the publishing, really, marketing of it, right? It's just two completely different worlds. The way that you have to calculate your basically for mobile games, all that matters is the product that you make. How does it look in a short 15-second ad? It boils down to whether you like it or not. It'll be that. That'll determine almost everything. A 15-second video, from that 15-second video, all that matters is the first 5 seconds. And then you show that ad to thousands of people. And if enough of them click, you've got a low cost per install. And if you got a low cost per install, then you can worry about the lifetime value from the players. And if your lifetime value from the players is higher than your cost per install, you can publish your game. And that really doesn't matter, like doesn't really correlate with how good your game is how eye-catching your game is how addictive your game is, right? And that doesn't necessarily always mean a good game. Good in a traditional sense of the word. Are you publishing this game yourself, or you have a publisher curious to know about marketing? It's a complicated answer. We are both publisher ourselves and work with publishers. Basically, the way that we work is that we have a tier list of how to publish a game. So we come up with the idea that we know it'll work on mobile devices, okay? That's how we come up with an idea. But because the failure rate is so high in the mobile space, this is how we work. So we have an internal publishing team of automated. Those guys try to push the game on mobile. They do CPI tests, they do LTV tests, etc. And if the results are ridiculously good, we publish it ourselves. If the results are somewhat good, we go with a publisher from the dozens of publishers that we have contact with, and we try with their help to improve the game a little bit, but at the same time, because the margins are lower, I rather use their money to boost the game. That's the second thing. And then if we couldn't do that, if the game is not good enough even for that, then we have to publish the game on places where traffic is free. So think of Crazy Games, think of GameDistribution.com, etc. And so that's a tier list that we go through. Basically, we come up with a game that we know is going to work on mobile devices, try to publish it ourselves. If not, try it with publishers. If not, try to publish it in places with organic traffic. That's basically how we approach it. So that we've somewhat guaranteed at least the amount of time that we've put into this will be profitable. Thank you. I don't like this. I'm thinking of Jesus, what is this? Keep playing it. So this worker thing. Worker slot, restocker. Okay, this is the best best balance and best compromise method. So all I'm gonna go with activate after tutorial restock. A completely different script. And transition to meta. Transition to meta. Simply, or you know what? Even though this method is very suboptimal, the reason I'm going with this is that at least it's ridiculously isolated. So if I hate it later, I can just delete this script, you know? Which I probably will. So if it has been played, activate. So this will ensure that game object is active right after the first entrance to meta after restock is done. restart tutorial is done. And then tutorial, tutorial worker camera pan will take over the camera, handles the pan, and we'll be done. Ah, what did I do? First worker slot activator. I don't like this. But it'll be fine. It'll be good. It'll be good, okay? Let's see if it works. So let's delete the scripts, the save files. How you find a lot of profitability in mobile games versus Steam? Have you found a lot of profitability in mobile games versus Steam? Prefer one over another? Gotta be honest with you. If I had to start over again today, I would probably would have started on Steam, simply because of short form video. Short form video has been a ridiculously massive miracle for marketing. If you go back to 2022 even, or 2023 even, when you would make a game on Steam, there wasn't a path for you to market your game that is not based on pure luck. At that time, if you made a game for Steam, how would you want to market it? You had to go with a publisher that had a basic audience or had a whole bunch of money that was able to spend it on advertising. Or if you want to go do it your own way, you either had to start a YouTube channel and build some kind of a fun YouTube video that is somewhat game development related, somewhat not, so that it will gather some audience. This was very crazy. Or you had to get lucky in what do you call it, Reddit or Twitter at that time, for you to get audience, and it was very unreliable. Very unreliable. I had 2 games fail in Steam in that particular time, 2023. So you had to go with the publisher, and publishers, they are kind of hard to work with. If you had made a game that was unique, that didn't fit publisher's portfolio, so you had to build a copy. It was a mess. But right now, short form video is ridiculous. You can market your game. You gotta be a little bit creative with the type of videos that you make, but you have an audience, right? I know a developer that was working basically in the same area of game development that I work with, like hyper casual, hybrid casual, and stuff. A few days ago, they published their game on Steam. It's named Bills Must Be Paid, and they made, I don't know, I think they sold 100,000 copies of a $5 game. That's $500,000. That's ridiculously good. Ridiculously good. And Steam takes away 70% of that, so you've got about 300,000, 350,000 just in the first week. That's crazy. That's crazy without any publishers, right? And so I'm really happy for them. And they still haven't published it on console and just on Steam. So that's put aside. So with all that said, why am I still working on mobile games? The primary reason is that I'm just very good at it, right? And even me, I'm thinking of not switching, but starting to make indie games for Steam. Your games can keep their soul when you make a game on Steam. So these kind of games are a little bit soulless, but how did I find profitability in this game? I've been making games since 2016 for mobile games, for mobile platforms, and so I've seen it all. I've made more than 120 games for mobile, and from that 120 of them, easily 80, 90 of them have completely failed. So I've kind of like been in the industry and learned exactly how to make a game that like actually makes money. Yeah, over 120 games for mobile. Crazy, crazy number of games. And like one of them alone took me 2 years to build. Do you model? Well, it's a combination. If I can make a model myself, like very fast, I do it. If not, if it's a generic model for mobile games, I try to find an available asset. But if it's not, I have like freelance artists that I work with. Yeah. Want to see something cool? Let me show you. It's in Farsi, so I have to mute the audio and talk over it for you guys. Hold on. This is one of the biggest games that I've made. It's in my YouTube Shorts. So it's basically an open world GTA-like game. Check this out. It's basically an open world GTA-like game in the island of Kish. It's an island in Iran that right exactly where the Strait of Hormuz is, which is right now being bombed to hell. So I've basically went to this island. It's 15 kilometers wide and or 15 kilometers tall and 7.5 kilometers wide. I went in that island, took pictures of every building and every place humanly possible, came back to my own city and hired a bunch of 3D artists, and we built the entire city in Unreal Engine. And so it's an interactive GTA-like city, totally built one-on-one from an actual city. Took us 2 years to actually build it. This is basically a demo of it that I'm showing here. This is from 2018, by the way, so don't judge the graphics. Yeah, but we never published it because it was a stupid game. How did it do? 2 years of investment and about, let me see, $0 of profit. Because the idea was to build it for local market. Like this would have been cool for the Iranian market, but then the currency crashed so hard that we were like even if we sell 100,000 copy of it, it's gonna be nothing, you know. So that's why we abandoned the project 70% of the way, and then worked on mobile games again. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm pretty confident about what I'm gonna do. Again, I have a tier list of how to publish the game. So I'm basically, I know that like worst case scenario, it's gonna make good enough amount of money. So the worker slot is empty. Boom. Now if I live here and come back, there still shouldn't be any worker slot. Good. Let me do it one more time. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I hate this bug. But it only happens when the time scale is so high. So I'm not really sure exactly what the problem is. The narrative-driven RPG types do well on mobile. Seems like a lot of them are on Steam. Yeah, they don't work at all on mobile. On mobile these days, just you gotta be a dopamine hit kind of a game, you know. It's just a numbers game, because games on mobile these days, if you really want to make money, you got to be able to push it out to 10 million people, right? Or even more. And narrative-driven game, the market goes so low, you know? It wasn't like that before, because the people who used to play games 10 years ago were PC gamers who happen to have a mobile device. But right now, like my grandma plays, you know, right? Let's actually calculate that and I didn't mention it. So 10 million. So let's say if it's 40 cents, that's $4 million. If it's 40 cents. And let's say you've got a healthy margin of 35%, that's that's $1.4 million in profit. So if I finish this over here, I suspect, boom, great, it worked like a charm. Not straight sales. Forget about premiums. Forget about premiums. Premiums, it's a very risky business. You gotta go with Apple. You gotta go with it's freemium. You gotta go free. You gotta go ads based. Ads will be 60 to 70% of your profits. Then, if you're lucky and if your game is high quality, 20 to 30% of your profit will be in-app purchases. That 10 million that we calculated, by the way, was a bit inflated because we calculated on 40 cents, which is going to be the CPI in Tier 1 market, Canada, USA, UK. Most likely, that 10 million, most of them are going to come from like India, Indonesia, places like that, which there are a lot of people, but the cost per install is not that high. My game is basically procedurally generated. So these levels are not predefined. There are rules that generates this level. As player progresses, it'll grow. And I do have a cap for how long I want the levels to be and how difficult it'll be. But there's a curve that basically flattens at about level 50. But I can easily extend that with a couple of numbers. For now, I've made the cap at level 50 because it kind of doesn't make sense if the levels are take 10 minutes to finish. It doesn't ruins the loop. One thing that I forgot about this thing. What are you playing? Oh yeah. Try it one more time. Ouch. Yeah, this is just, okay, got it. That's a different thing. Okay, so now, if I come in here, tutorial should play. If I leave, it shouldn't be played next time. Good. If I click this, that thing goes away. Okay. So we did it. Let's stress test this a little bit more. That weird sentence, right? Stress test this. This is a very weird thing that happens. Gotta fix that too. I want to play this in a different ways, like maybe restock first, collect that thing first, to play it in every possible variation that I know the players might play, and make sure that tutorials happen the right way. So now I leave. Next time, restock tutorial should play. So I come in here. This thing should disappear. Boom. Arrow. I can't do anything else. Customer's angry. Boom. I'm gonna collect this too. So that is activated right now. Why is this thing activated? That's weird. We're gonna figure it out. You're not activating it here, are we? No. Let's play it exactly like we did last time. And wait. It relies on has been played. Not it has been done. Wait, got it. Start right. Has been played. Boom, has been played. Okay. Oh, I see what happened. I mean, I can't add another boolean here, save it, blah, 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 but it's getting messy. There should be better structure here. As an example, there's another proposition. To activate this at at a high level, like let's say level 5. By level 5, this is basically determined to be played at level 1. No, no, no. 2, 3, 4, something like that, right? It can't go any higher because this is deterministic. Hold on, let me think. Let me think. Yeah, I think I'll be happy with that. So hold on. Instead of this weird thing, we can say let's go with this. When you have an idea, do you just start coding pretty much, or do you plan a bit? For mobile games, right? We're not talking about Steam games. That's a completely different world. But for mobile games, um, so I develop some games, and I also have a team that we develop games together. Let me tell you how I do it personally when I make a game. Because when I make a game, I just do all of it basically on my own these days. So what I do is, right now, I don't start a game that's gonna take me more than 60 days. Okay, so 60 days. Right after finishing the previous game, which has taken me less than 60 days, I give myself 1 to 7 days roughly to come up with the next idea, and that's good enough. And I might come up with a good idea on day 1, but I usually give myself a few more days, right? And basically, how it works every time is that I come up with an idea on day 4 or day 5, and then I let myself think for another 2 days, just so that I haven't rushed anything. And because I want to bake, I want to come up with better ideas, etc., etc. But I usually don't let anything go past day 7, mostly day 10, and then 60 days of game development, right? Because there is a commitment here, right? If you just come up with an idea and just go ahead and do it, which is my natural instinct, there's a price to pay, which is 2 months of your life, right? So I wait, I think, imagine, get ideas from different places, think. It's different with a team when I do it with a team. But for me, 60 days development, 1 to 7 days design, 60-day development, 1 to 7 days design. This is how it works for me. So runner level higher than Steam is more profitable, but I don't really play a ton of Steam games. I play some on mobile. I don't rush to say that the Steam games are more profitable, right? There are some mobile games that generate no, $5-10 million. So and there are some Steam games that are just gonna give you like basically like we know the stats, right? Um, Around 95% of games that are published on Steam don't even make $5,000. So basically failure. And 20,000 games are published on Steam. 95% of them don't even make $5,000, right? Um, by the way, the same stat also exists on mobile games. There are like 100,000 to 200,000 mobile games published each year. 99% of them don't make $5,000. But what I would suggest if you want to make games is that just to make games and just to publish it and to fail fast. You have to actively market. Exactly. And for Steam, you have to start marketing before you even finish the game. If like you are 30% into project, start marketing, right? This is a little different on mobile. If you're again, activate it, right? So now if I just set the level to a high number, it'll work, right? Let me go ahead and work on something else that doesn't... I'm kind of blocked here. And to sit back and think. Let me do other things that are just more obvious, like unlock chain, unlock management. This is just slowing us down. So these are part of areas, right? Well, that's very simple. Activate correct unlock slot, because at any moment only one unlock slot should be available for service entities or for unlock items, really. And you have the unlock items. Is it local? Yep. Wow, this place is getting hot. Hold on. Better. It's gonna get better now. Okay. So first, we're gonna deactivate all of them. Then hold on. I had this exact code in another game. Hold on. And it was very compact. Hold on a sec. Area management in this game. Let me delegate thinking to my previous self, basically. Hey ZBD, how are you doing, man? Thank you. Thank you. Good night to you. How's your subscription app doing? Area manager, area. Let's see if I can. Yeah, let's move on to this. I need to update the worker icon first. Let's do that. Come on. Let's force this guy into a good pose so we can take a picture of him. I'm looking for a greedy kind of a pose. Like a stereotypical representation of a capitalist. Like how Mamdani thinks of capitalists. That's what I want. That's really fun. The Monopoly guy. Okay, hold on. Before doing that, let's see if ChatGPT can just generate something acceptable. Oh wow, what is this quality? Okay. I think this will be enough for ChatGPT to create a post for us. $run. Screenshots. There it is. Hello, ChatGPT. Let's see. By that time, let's see if we can come up with something. This is like locked in, right? It's gonna play every damn time. A little relax, my friend. A little relax. Come on. Yeah. Like that, like the Wolf of Wall Street, the friend. This will be enough for ChatGPT. This is no. This is not good. I'm not looking for this. I mentioned capitalist to ChatGPT, and that's why it's like money and cash and everything. Okay, should work now. My friend ChatGPT is all over the place with his ideas. What is this? Right? Give me a break. That guy is not this guy. That's like 40 kilo less. Is he on a diet? What is this? I gotta do something better myself. It's a pole dancer. Why didn't it work? Unless if unlock slot is being activated by unlock item, yeah. So we either have to overwrite this, not like overwrite this, but like actually overwrite this function, or we'll call this thing with a frame of delay. Always. I'm kind of gravitating toward the second idea. I think this will be clean. But that's a high number too. Let's go 0.2. Okay, it works now. And now, after I unlock this, 0.2 seconds later, this is unlocked. And these things already have only one unlocked, which is good. It's good to me. Okay. Let's make sure if I play again, that's next, by the way. Yeah, this I gotta think about this one. I'm making a mess with that one. It's usually the small tasks that makes me write terrible code, not the big ones, you know? The big one, you sit down and think about them. The easy task is like, oh, if you just want to activate this thing at this point, let's just, you know. But that's exactly where I make the mistakes. Where is that? There is a... Oh, I should have saved it to prefab or something. To playlist. You don't save YouTube musics and prefabs. Hold on. Yep, found it. Okay, it works. Let's remove these. Just commit our changes. Oh yeah. Okay. Can't get this thing down. All right. Give me a 2-minute break. And we're back. Okay. Responsible area. Okay, good. So responsible for area 1. And this guy will be responsible for area 2. This guy will be responsible for area 3. Good. Okay. That's easy. So I think there's a proposition that this every worker slot can subscribe to the gates. On gates animation finished, they can start their own animation. But let me think if we can come up with a better idea. Sounds good to me, actually. If I write it a little bit versatile, that'll be fun. So play camera pan after gate unlock. This is obsolete. Cinemation camera, okay. And really it should be. Okay. Just discipline says that for the first worker unlock slot, the thing that we just got stuck a few minutes ago, I gotta use this too, and not any other way. So this will subscribe to this gate. This will subscribe to this gate. And then this will subscribe to this gate. Yep. Now we need to actually create the cameras. Work with me. That's gonna take a while. You gotta do something about this. Boom. So didn't happen. And why did the camera cut instead of blend? How? It's ease in and out, right? When are we setting this to cut? I'm never setting this to cut. How's that possible? Okay, I think I'm gonna stop the stream here and I'll work on this on my own. And I probably will see you guys tomorrow morning. So take care and I'll see you later.